For many of us, Sundays mean NFL football. We cheer for our favorite team. We track the scores. We know the players.
Yeah, definitely.
But how many of us truly consider the colossal business machinery behind those epic games? I mean, it's far more intricate and surprising than just big games and Super Bowls.
It truly is. Yeah. In this deep dive, we're peeling back the layers of NFL team ownership and franchise management.
Okay.
We'll uncover how the league's unique business model has made it, well, a global powerhouse, and explore the crucial, often unseen decisions that shape success both on and off the field.
And we've pulled some really fascinating insights for you today from a range of sources. YouTube channels like My Running Mentor, Search Party, Franchise Unfiltered. Nothing personal with David Sampson.
Some great stuff there.
Yeah, and also in-depth analyses from franchise management and unlocking success in the NFL, and even, this is interesting, a look at the virtual world of Madden NFL 24.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Yeah.
So our mission here is really to give you a shortcut to being truly well-informed about the inner workings of the NFL.
Right.
Revealing surprising facts, hidden connections, and plenty of, aha moments about one of the world's most dominant sports leagues.
All right, let's unpack this then. We talk about these multi-billion-dollar enterprises, and a core reason for their success lies in maybe a surprising parallel. Each of the 32 NFL teams is actually an independently owned franchise operating under the league's broader structure. Like, think of it like a McDonald's location.
Okay, yeah, I see that.
It's individually owned, but it adheres to a larger brand. And in this analogy, the NFL itself acts as the franchiser.
That's a perfect analogy, actually.
Yeah.
When you dig into it, you see so many key franchise-like elements.
Like what specifically?
Well, individual owners buy into the larger NFL brand.
Yes.
Right? And all 32 teams operate under the same set of rules, the same brand guidelines, and a unified corporate structure.
So when you say owners buy into the larger NFL brand, what does that truly entail beyond just, the money? Are there specific cultural or operational things they have to embrace?
Oh, absolutely. They share a ton of resources, like national advertising, and they all benefit from the league's immense brand awareness. Huge benefit.
Right.
There's also a protected territory model, similar to any franchise.
Yeah.
Each NFL team generally has a 75-mile radius market.
Okay.
There are exceptions, of course, in very large cities like New York, Chicago, or LA, where two teams might coexist.
Sure.
And crucially, teams share revenue with the league, which is very much akin to like a royalty payment in a traditional franchise. This collective agreement is, well, it's fundamental to their value.
That's a powerful observation. So it's not just about winning on Sundays, but winning the brand game consistently across 32 different operations.
Precisely, yeah. The NFL ensures brand consistency is paramount. They're aiming for a similar quality experience, whether you're watching, I don't know, the Packers or the Cowboys.
Right, same look and feel, sort of.
Exactly. This attention to detail is part of why the brand is so incredibly strong.
It truly is a remarkable distinction. And speaking of strong, let's dive into what's often called the NFL's socialist business model, because this is apparently why it's such a money-printing machine.
Right, the S word in American sports.
Exactly. The NFL operates a closed league system, which is like a stark contrast to European soccer's open league model with promotion and relegation.
Yeah, and what's truly fascinating here is how the NFL's closed system guarantees every single team membership in the top league. No relegation worries.
Which means?
Which ensures stable revenue, even for teams that aren't winning much, unlike, European clubs that risk losing massive income if they get relegated.
All right.
This stability makes NFL teams much safer and therefore much, much more valuable investments. It's a unique kind of co-competitive ecosystem where rivals collaborating is actually fundamental to their individual success.
That's an incredible insight. So this socialist aspect, as you put it, forces rivals to work together at the league level, forging this shared destiny that kind of ironically makes their individual rivalries even more valuable.
Exactly. And it extends to competitive balance mechanisms too, right?
Like the salary cap.
Like the salary cap.
Yeah.
A key rule that limits every team to spending the same amount on players annually.
But does that sometimes stifle innovation or, I don't know, create other unique challenges, maybe forcing GMs into tougher choices?
It absolutely does. But those challenges are part of its genius, you could argue. The salary cap prevents wealthier teams from just, buying up all the best talent.
Keeps things interesting.
Keeps the games exciting. It forces creativity and roster building. I mean, get this. In 2022, The Washington Commanders apparently made $30 million more in profits than Manchester City,
Wow.
despite having lower revenue, largely due to the salary cap. Most Premier League teams actually lose money.
That's a striking difference. And then beyond the cap, you've got the player draft system.
Right, where the worst teams get the first pick in the college draft, further helping to level the playing field.
And the result of all this structure is pretty significant on-field parity, isn't it?
Yeah, look at the champions. We've seen 8 different NFL teams win Super Bowls in a recent decade.
Yeah.
Compare that to only 5 Premier League winners in the same period.
That's a big difference.
But the real game changer for the NFL was its collective TV rights and revenue sharing. This was groundbreaking stuff.
How so?
The league became the first sports league to sell its TV rights collectively, altogether, to CBS way back in 1961.
And that money.
That collective TV revenue is then split equally among all 32 teams, regardless of market size.
So even tiny Green Bay gets the same as New York or LA.
Exactly. Even small-town Green Bay benefits equally. This strategy lets all teams grow rich together and stay competitive. It's huge.
And it wasn't just about selling the rights, was it? They actively shaped the game for TV.
Oh, yeah. They strategically focused on optimizing themselves as a television product, starting way back in the 40s, 50s, 60s.
How'd they do that?
Things like introducing TV timeouts, 9 minutes into each half if play hadn't actually stopped,
For more ads.
basically. And keeping the 2-minute warnings for those premium ad sales. They even created Monday and Thursday Night Football, which are still, among America's most watched TV shows.
They really embraced the medium.
Totally. They welcomed cameras on sidelines and locker rooms, adopted instant replay in the 80s. They even updated rules to encourage more passing because TV audiences love that most.
Smart.
So this combined approach, especially the huge TV money pouring into a closed league, that's why the NFL makes more money than any other sports league globally. And it's why the average NFL team is now worth over $5 billion. They dominate those lists of the world's most valuable sports teams.
That financial power, of course, ultimately rests with the NFL owner. The owner is essentially the boss of the whole operation, right? Responsible for everything, from day-to-day stuff to the massive business decisions.
Absolutely. The owner sets the team's long-term vision, the overall football philosophy, how much they're willing to invest, their tolerance for risk.
And crucially,
Owners appoint and have the power to hire or fire the general managers, the head coaches, other top execs. They directly impact what happens on the field.
and beyond just the football side, they control the big financial decisions too. Budgets, player contracts, sponsorships.
All of it. Setting budgets, approving those massive player contracts and sponsor deals, managing revenue streams from tickets, merchandise, everything. They have to balance making money with, actually investing in winning football games.
Is it always hands-on?
It varies. Some owners, like Jerry Jones of the Cowboys, are famously hands-on in daily operations. Others delegate a lot more.
And they have a role at the league level too, right? Not just their own team.
Definitely. Owners participate in league-wide meetings. They vote on major policy changes, usually needs a 3/4 majority, and they serve on influential committees.
Like for the CBA.
It's exactly central to initiatives like the collective bargaining agreement, the CBA negotiations. Those are the huge deals between the league and the players' union that shape salaries, player rights, the whole landscape.
Plus, they're the face of the franchise in the community.
Yeah, representing their teams, building relationships with fans, local governments, business partners. It's a big role.
And their involvement, or lack thereof, it profoundly shapes the team's culture and success, doesn't it?
Immensely. Owners establish the whole organizational culture. They can foster ambition, accountability, innovation, or the opposite, complacency and dysfunction.
Hiring the right people is key then.
Strategic hires are paramount, absolutely. And micromanagement, or conversely being totally absentee, that can really undermine your executives.
What about things like facilities?
Big factor. Investing in state-of-the-art facilities, stadiums, training centers that can attract top players and coaches, boost fan engagement, even things like upgrading locker rooms, player welfare amenities, that impacts player satisfaction, retention.
And their public image matters too.
Definitely. Their public image, responsible leadership, it all contributes to the team's reputation and brand strength.
So the owner holds immense power, shaping pretty much everything. But what happens when that power doesn't have the usual checks and balances? You mentioned sources critique this as almost like a medieval monarchy.
Yeah, that's a strong critique that comes up. Some sources argue NFL franchises often operate with a medieval-based setup or a monarchy, where the principal owner sits right at the top, and this can lead to, well, significant dysfunction.
That monarchy critique is pretty sharp. What are some of the ways these whimsical decisions or maybe detached realities actually show up? Like, how does it affect the team or the fans?
Well, the critique suggests owners often lack a crucial combination of traits. Things like being benevolent, pragmatic, ambitious, and intelligent. The tough combo to find.
Examples.
For instance, Mike Brown of the Bengals has historically been cited for maybe lacking ambition, while someone like Jim Irsay of the Colts has faced criticism regarding pragmatism and intelligence at times. And things like hereditary succession, inheriting the team, or owners just living in realities so far detached from the real world that can make it harder to develop those essential leadership traits.
That really highlights the power and the potential pitfalls of that top position. Dysfunctional owners might make those whimsical decisions, like historically Al Davis with the Raiders was famous for it.
Right.
Or they might let unqualified people influence key football decisions. You mentioned Mark Davis giving John Gruden massive personal control.
Exactly. Or even the potential influence of someone like Tom Brady on the Raiders' QB decisions now that he has an ownership stake. It raises questions about who's really making the calls.
Is there an alternative model that works?
Well, the big counterexample everyone points to is the Green Bay Packers. They have operated successfully for over 100 years as a publicly owned nonprofit corporation. No single principal owner.
Fascinating.
It's a testament to a very different way of doing things in the league.
Okay, so once that owner, benevolent or otherwise, has their vision, they obviously can't execute it alone. To build that winning team, they rely heavily on a crucial inner circle, starting with the general manager, the GM.
Right, the GM. Typically responsible for all the football operations.
Meaning?
Assembling the roster, hiring the coaching staff, negotiating player contracts, navigating the NFL draft, making trades, usually reports directly to the owner. They're the architect of the team on paper.
And then there's the head coach, arguably just as pivotal, if not more so, day to day.
Absolutely. And according to insights from my running mentor, a great coach needs these foundational traits, like dependability and loyalty. You have to count on them.
Makes sense.
And they must be a truly great communicator, able to cast a clear vision, inspire players, parents, fans. And interestingly, the source emphasizes avoiding profanity, noting there are 600,000 words in the English language to use instead. And always remembering that famous John Wooden quote, "No written word and no spoken plea can teach our youth on how they should be, nor all the books and all the shelves. It's what the teachers are themselves. Lead by example."
So it's really about leading by example, building that unwavering trust, which, man, in a league with so much pressure, that must be incredibly difficult.
It has to be.
What about on the field stuff? Do they just need to be master tacticians, or is something else maybe more important?
Well, beyond communication and trust, they need to be a great encourager. There's that saying, right? People don't care how much you know till they know how much you care.
Heard that one.
Coaches should be constantly scanning the field for things players are doing right, offering that affirmation that, "I see you."
Positive reinforcement.
Yeah. The source even quotes Mother Teresa, "There's a greater hunger for love and encouragement than there is for bread in this world." Believing in players genuinely brings out their best. And finally, a great coach is a great teacher. They love the game, sure, but they prioritize teaching fundamentals. The basics: tackling, blocking. Sound play, not just fancy strategy and schemes.
Because if your defense can't tackle...
Exactly. No brilliant scheme is going to save you then. Fundamentals first.
That really drills down to the core of it. So hiring a head coach is obviously a massive, high-stakes decision for any owner.
Huge.
They're looking for that strong leadership, communication, flexibility, adaptability, the ability to build and trust a staff.
Yeah, and either a proven track record or that unmistakable potential that goes, beyond the X's and O's. And crucially, a good cultural fit with the whole organization.
And we see the results, right? Successful hires like Bill Belichick, Andy Reid, Mike Tomlin. They build dynasties or sustain success.
Absolutely. And then you contrast that with less successful shorter stints, like, unfortunately, Urban Meyer with the Jaguars or Matt Patricia with the Lions. High stakes indeed.
Another cornerstone, maybe the cornerstone for many teams, is the franchise quarterback.
Ah, yes, the QB. Yeah, this is a player considered the foundational leader of an NFL team, usually signed to those big long-term contracts.
Why them specifically?
It's due to their high skill level, obviously, but also leadership, durability, and that ability to elevate the whole team's play, especially big moments.
Yeah.
They're recognized as the top players at the most important position.
And their impact is just enormous, isn't it?
Oh, it's huge. They bring long-term organizational stability. They provide a competitive edge, making playoff runs, Super Bowl runs much more attainable.
And the whole system often bends around them.
Yeah, often leads to coaching and system fits tailored specifically to their skills. Plus, they significantly drive marketing, jersey sales, fan engagement. I mean, just think of the current guys.
Mahomes, Allen.
Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert. Even the young guys showing promise, like Jaden Daniels, C.J. Stroud, maybe Jared Goff, Brock Purdy fitting that mold now, too. They just elevate their entire franchise.
And to manage all this talent, especially under the salary cap, teams have tools like the franchise tag, right? Explain that quickly.
Right. The franchise tag. It's a really crucial management tool. It lets a team basically keep a key player who's about to become a free agent for one more year.
At a set price.
At a specific, usually quite high, salary based on the top players at that position. Teams use it strategically to control their roster, manage the cap, while hopefully negotiating a longer-term deal in the meantime. It buys them time.
Okay, makes sense. So beyond the X's and O's and the player personnel, NFL ownership faces some big, broader challenges and emerging trends too.
Definitely. One constant challenge is just balancing the business interests with team performance.
The classic dilemma.
Owners are constantly working to keep the business profitable while also making sure the team wins on the field. And with the NFL's estimated revenue around, $20.5 billion annually, the financial stakes are just immense.
Wow. And another big one, often controversial, is getting stadiums built.
Navigating public funding for new stadiums. That's a significant, often contentious challenge. Owners negotiate hard with cities and states, arguing for economic benefits.
But taxpayers often push back.
They frequently face resistance from taxpayers who, understandably, might prefer that money go elsewhere or that the billionaire owner funds it privately. It's a really difficult tightrope for ownership to walk.
And a really major shift recently, something changing the landscape, has been the entry of private equity and institutional funds into ownership, right?
Huge change.
Yeah.
The NFL, which held out longer than other major sports leagues, finally made landmark rule changes. They now allow private equity investors and institutional funds to actually buy minority stakes in NFL teams.
What are the implications of that? More money.
Well, the primary implication is, yes, it brings more capital into the league and into individual teams. That helps fund expensive projects like new stadiums, fancy facilities.
But are there downsides, concerns?
There are. It raises questions about team stability, the nature of owner loyalty. Fans might wonder, will these new institutional investors care as much about winning or about the local community roots as maybe a traditional family owner would? It's an open question.
So why did the league make this change? What was the main driver, according to the sources?
The main purpose, reportedly, is largely to allow existing NFL owners to essentially take money off the table.
Cash out some of their massive gains.
Effectively, yeah. Monetize the significant appreciation of their assets over the years. Secondarily, it helps enable even higher sale prices for teams when they do sell, because it broadens the pool of potential investors who can come up with that kind of money.
Makes sense. It's billions now.
Exactly. This move was described by some insiders as a marriage that was 100% going to happen, just given the immense value of NFL teams and these huge pools of private equity cash looking for places to invest.
So we should expect more of this.
Definitely expect to see a continued increase in the worth of NFL teams and more private equity involvement in future team purchasing groups. It's the new reality.
Okay, and now for something completely different, but maybe surprisingly relevant, video games.
Yeah. In a truly unexpected twist, even a popular video game like Madden NFL 24, its franchise mode specifically, offers some surprisingly detailed insights into this whole complex world.
Madden. Really?
Yeah.
How does a video game possibly capture the complexity of running an NFL team beyond just, playing the actual games?
Well, it's way more than just button matching in franchise mode. It's almost like a crash course in the brutal compromises that real GMs and owners face every single day.
How so?
Madden forces you to make those agonizing real-world trade-offs constantly. You have to navigate the salary cap, right? Deciding whether to pay that aging superstar one more big contract versus investing in developing young talent.
Ah, the classic dilemma.
Or do you prioritize maybe short-term win-now moves that hurt your long-term cap health just for a shot at the Super Bowl this year? These are real choices in the game.
And player development, too.
Oh, yeah. You manage player development intricacies. Players earn XP experience points and skill points. They develop through these development traits, normal, star, superstar, X factor. They have breakout scenarios. They can even regress as they get older. It mimics a career arc.
So it's not just drafting the right players, it's managing their entire career and the finances around them, just like in real life.
Pretty much. And you can even hire and fire coaches in the game.
Seriously?
Yeah, and upgrade their skills through these talent trees that offer bonuses like staff discounts or player XP boosts. You also set team schemes to maximize how well your players fit your system.
Wow.
The game simulates real league events, too, like trade deadlines, mock drafts, which are apparently often pretty accurate at predicting what the computer teams will do, Pro Bowl rosters, yearly awards, player retirements.
It sounds incredibly detailed.
And there's even an optional owner mode where you manage stuff like stadium upkeep, setting ticket prices, concessions, mirroring those owner financial responsibilities.
So the sheer depth of Madden's franchise mode, it really demonstrates just how multifaceted and strategic real-world NFL management truly is.
Exactly. It kind of distills all these complex business, personnel, and on-field decisions into a playable format. It gives you a unique, hands-on perspective on the constant balancing acts needed to try and build a winning football organization.
We've really covered a lot today. We've taken a deep dive into the world of NFL ownership and franchise management.
We really have. And discovered it's this dynamic blend of astute business practices, really strategic personnel decisions, and that unique, almost quasi-socialist league structure that fuels its incredible profitability and global dominance.
Yeah, from the detailed roles of owners and GMs to those essential qualities of a great coach we talked about, and even how a video game like Madden reflects these complexities.
Right.
It's just crystal clear that success in the NFL is a meticulously managed endeavor, far, far beyond just what happens on the field on Sunday.
Absolutely. And as the NFL continues to shatter revenue records, welcomes this new wave of investment from private equity firms, it really raises an important question for you, the listener, to consider.
Which is?
How will this increasing financialization of the league ultimately impact its core identity? As a sport that's historically rooted in community and fan passion.
That's a big question.
Will that delicate balance between the business side and the game itself shift even further? And what might that mean for the unique competitive balance and the fan experience that currently define the NFL? Something to think about.